Welcome to this first video in the Mastery Learning for Teachers and Parents series. In this first video, we will discuss the history of Mastery Learning. Have you ever been bored to the point of tears in class? What about your child? What if I told you it didn't have to be this way? Mastery Learning allows us to individualize instruction for each student's interests and talents. For a student who is quick to master a subject, they can move on without being bored. For a student who wants to learn about specific topics of interest, they can. Sounds great, right? If you're ready to learn more about Mastery Learning, you're in luck. The next part of this video is about Mastery Learning's history. Let's get started. The ancient Greeks were responsible for formalizing education in Western civilization with the work of great philosophers like Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle. Aristotle was the main tutor of Alexander the Great. He spread the Greek ideals of education throughout the Hellenistic world and beyond. Fast forward 1,000 years, and most people did not receive a formal education. However, craftsman guilds were responsible for making the products people had to use every day, from shoes to pots and pans to building homes and castles. These guilds used a form of education called apprenticeships to teach their members to produce goods, services, or homes until they were masters of their crafts. The concept of a craft guild and a formal education started to merge in the idea of the university system. Students became apprentices of their teachers, or also called professors. Medical doctors and lawyers were required to show mastery of their content and skills because their work could have life or death consequences. They still need to show mastery today in order to practice their craft. Things have not changed much for those professions. Zoom forward another couple hundred years, and we come upon the American Benjamin Franklin, known for his mastery of writing, politics, law, science, music, and literature, becoming one of the world's greatest inventors and statesmen. That's why we base our learning system off of his example. He left his mark in leaving behind his system for mastering subjects and skills in his many publications that you can read today. After the American Revolution, the U.S. school reformer Horace Mann believed that a thriving democracy required an educated public. He adopted the Prussian system of education, which is similar to the ones we are familiar with today in traditional schools. Its downside was that it was very regimented and did not leave room for individuality. At the turn of the 20th century, John Dewey and Benjamin Bloom introduced the concepts of project-based learning and Bloom's taxonomy, or learning standards. Both innovative pedagogical approaches are important to mastery learning, as they define what mastery means. We will learn more about Bloom in the next video in our series. We hope that you enjoyed this abbreviated history of Mastery Learning. BFA is working on a longer book devoted to its history. We can't wait to see you in the next video in our series, The Strategies of Mastery Learning.